We've all been there. You're staring at a terminal, the cursor is mocking you, and you realize you haven't actually enjoyed a project in 6 months. You're not burnt out on coding, you're burnt out on the friction. See, the industry teaches us how to be efficient, but it forgets to teach us how to be obsessed. We treat our IDs like digital cubicles. But here's the thing. If you don't curate your experience, the machine will eventually own you. So, how do we flip the script? It starts with the surface area of joy. Which leads me to my first point: your environment is either a drag or a catalyst. Think about it. If you're using the default versus code setup with a font that makes your eyes bleed, you're creating micro-resistances. You want to reduce the activation energy required to start. Curate a visual feedback loop by switching to a font with ligatures like Vira code, where logic operators transform into beautiful mathematical symbols. Your brain registers the art, not data entry. Also use a flow anchor like a specific lighting scene. I use a deep amber backlight. The moment that light hits the wall, my brain stops being a consumer and starts being a producer. It's a physical connector to a mental state. Now, environment is the where, but this next part is the why. Most developers fail because they've tied their hobby to their mortgage. If you only code for a paycheck, you've turned a superpower into a chore. To fix this, you need to implement the 80-20 sandbox. Spend 20% of your time building things that have zero market value. I'm talking about a script that rotates your wallpaper based on the weather, or an AI that detects if your cat is on the kitchen counter. When the stakes are zero, the curiosity is infinite. And that's the secret. Curiosity is the only sustainable fuel for a 20-year career. But here's the reality check. Even fun projects get hard. This brings us to the dopamine architecture of your workflow. If you're working on a feature for 3 hours without seeing it work, you're starving your brain of the reward signal. Instead, try this: the 15-minute rule. The rule should be clear. If you haven't seen a green light, a passing test, a console log, a UI change, in 15 minutes you've gone too deep. The fix could be like deleting the last 10 lines and breaking the problem into a stupidly small task. You want to turn your workday into a series of sprints, not a marathon. Why? Because winning is addictive. If you win 10 times an hour, you won't want to close your laptop. At the end of the day, coding isn't about clearing Jira tickets. It's about the fact that you can dream something up and make it real by moving your fingers. That's magic. Don't let a senior title or a corporate sprint cycle make you forget that. Optimize for the fun, and the expertise will follow. Actually, the expertise is just a byproduct of having too much fun to stop. Go find your sandbox. I'll see you in the next one.